Hi guys, it's Kylie and I'm here to tell you the best movies to watch in summer if you want those summer vibes, okay? For me, I personally feel like I should be the biggest movie critic ever, but I'm gonna be telling you my top, how many movies do I even have on here? So I have over 20 movies that you can watch in the summer. They will be linked in my description below in my Amazon storefront because you can rent them on Amazon or you can check on your regular TV or whatever, but I know people are always asking me like, where can I watch these? Where can I watch these? I have them linked in my Amazon storefront in the description below. Just click the link to my Amazon storefront and you'll see summer movies. Click that and you can go through there and all the movies will be in there. Go from there and then rent them. I love a good movie. I love a good TV show and I'm very picky about what I watch. But I've made a list of the best movies to watch in summer for those summer vibes, and they range from totally different genres. We got comedy, we got the saddest freaking movie you'll ever see in your entire life, okay? I am going to tell you the movie, and then I'm going to tell you about the movie, the description, how much I think you should watch it. I'm very passionate about the movies that I think you should watch. Here are the best movies to watch in summer. The first movie I recommend, this is the best. I put this first because I think this is the greatest movie of all times. Like, I live for this movie. I will take a day to myself and replay the movie over and over and over again and over again all day, and I'll watch it like 10 times in a row. And this movie is The Way, Way Back. So Duncan is an awkward teen who must spend the summer at a beach house with his mother, her boyfriend Trent, and Trent's obnoxious daughter. Trent can't resist badgering Duncan, so the youth steals away to a water park and gets a job that will help him stay off of Trent's radar. As Duncan tends to the slides and pools of the aging park, he finds a father figure in wisecracking park manager Owen at a time when he desperately needs one. This does not do this movie any justice at all. This movie is the greatest movie ever. The vibes are everything. So this is kind of like a comedy coming of age movie based in summer. I recommend this 100 out of 10. Like, I wouldn't even care if you clicked out of this video to go watch this movie right now. Okay, because that's how good it is and this is how much I will stand by it. This is my favorite movie ever. If I was walking on the street and some guy was like, hey, excuse me, what's your favorite movie? I'd be like, The Way, Way Back. Not even a thought in my mind. The Way, Way Back. The Way, Way Back. I will watch this in the winter, the summer. I'll watch this on Christmas. I don't care. It's my favorite movie ever. But very much summer vibes and the greatest movie of all time. So I highly recommend The Way, Way Back. Okay, and then moving on to the next movie is The Last Song. This is actually also a book. Nicholas Sparks wrote this, so you know it's just like, get ready to cry if you're gonna watch this movie. So, unruly New York teen Ronnie Miller, who is played by Miley Cyrus, is angered to learn that she and her younger brother Jonah are being sent to stay with their father for the summer. The talented young pianist is already grappling with her mother over her refusal to attend Juilliard and is in no mood to spend the holidays away from her friends in a small southern beach town. And actually this movie is where Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth met and started their little journey together. This movie is so good. It's definitely a movie that's gonna make you cry in the end. I can't even think about it or else I'm gonna start crying. So basically, she gets to her dad's beach house and she meets this boy, which is Liam Hemsworth, and they kind of create this whole thing, and the storyline just develops, and then at the end there's a huge plot twist. Actually, there's multiple plot twists, and oh my gosh, I have chills. It is so good too, but it's gonna make you cry. So very much beach vibes, but very much gonna make you sob your eyes out, okay? I do recommend The Last Song. The next movie, actually, considering Miley Cyrus and the last one, Hannah Montana the movie, okay? You don't have to know anything about Hannah Montana before you watch this movie. But like many teenagers, Miley Stewart juggles family, friends, and school, but unlike her peers, she has a secret pop star persona called Hannah Montana. When Hannah's soaring popularity threatens to take over Miley's life, her dad, Billy Ray, steps in to give the teen a reality check. Back home in the Tennessee town of Crowley Corners, Miley embarks on an exciting adventure even Hannah Montana could not imagine. So basically, Hannah Montana, Miley girl, she's being a brat, okay? She's being a brat because she's like famous and whatever, and her dad's like, this is not who you are, this is not who I raised you to be. We're leaving LA, we're leaving California, and we are making our way back to where we came from. And then she meets this boy, and there's also this crazy paparazzi man that literally follows her from California to Tennessee because he thinks that it's Hannah Montana, and he heard that she has a secret, and he's trying to figure out Hannah Montana's secret, which is really Miley Stewart's secret, that she's Hannah Montana. And so he's following her around all over Tennessee, and the end, crazy. The end is, so you're gonna have to watch to see if he finds out the secret or not. There's a ton of plot twists too. I recommend Hannah Montana the movie. Obviously it's kind of like a more childish movie, but I'm a child, so I wouldn't recommend that movie over the last two I just said though. So the next movie is Dear John. This one is also based on a book. Nicholas Sparks again, so be prepared to cry a little bit. When Soldier John meets an idealistic college student, Savannah, it's the beginning of a strong romance. Lovers stay in touch through their letters, meeting in person only rarely. However, their correspondence triggers consequences that neither could foresee. Honestly, when I was reading that, I was like, that didn't really sound like, actually sounded nothing like the movie. Basically, it's like a small little beach town, and he comes home from being deployed, and he meets this girl on the beach, and they, you know, blah 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 blah. Storyline goes, and then he has to leave, and then yeah, they talk over their letters, and plot twists though. There's some plot twists. It's sad, so cry. If you're in the mood to cry, definitely this one. I would definitely recommend the last song over Dear John, but Dear John is also a great movie. Alright, so moving on to the next movie is a Disney movie, which is Teen Beach Movie. I love watching Teen Beach Movie. I remember when the second movie came out and me and my friends were freaking out about it, and we watched it and learned all the dances. Two young surfers are swept away by a huge wave, finding themselves acting out a real-life version of the 1960s film West Side Story. When their presence derails the movie's intended plot, they must set things right in order to return home. If you don't like singing and dancing, do not watch this movie. I know that's like not the vibe for some people, but yeah, Teen Beach Movie is definitely on this list because it's good vibes for summer. I don't think I would watch this movie over the other ones that I'm talking about. This would probably be like, I'm bored and I'm gonna put this on. Yeah, this would definitely be a movie if I watched all the other ones before and I'm like, okay, let's just watch Teen Beach Movie, you know? Like a movie like that. So the next movie, I was under the impression that everybody knew this movie. I thought this was like a known movie. I really thought that everybody grew up watching this every single day of their lives. But I made a video on TikTok about it and everyone was like, what's that? What's that? I'm gonna watch it now. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna watch this now. Like, they did not know what this movie was. And I'm gonna say it, and some of you are probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I know about that. Like, who doesn't know about that? But some people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I've never seen that. Which is, it blows me away because this is like a childhood movie. Like you gotta watch this to grow up. So this movie is AQUAMARINE. Two teenage girls discover that mermaids really do exist after a violent storm washes one ashore. The mermaid, a sassy creature named AQUAMARINE, is determined to prove to her father that real love exists and enlists the girl's help in winning the heart of a handsome lifeguard. The lifeguard's like older, and the two girls have been crushing on this lifeguard for forever. It takes place in like a little small beach town. The mermaid is older than the girls, and she's like, I want him. And they point to Raymond, which is the lifeguard that they've been crushing on. But like, honestly, they're like way younger, so like, he would never notice them in that way anyway. When you help a mermaid, you get a wish. And the two girls are best friends, but one of them is moving away. And they're kind of like lonely together, but they're like besties, like best friends. They're like, oh my gosh, we can wish that you stay here and you don't have to move away, and we can be best friends like forever here. So they help AQUAMARINE try to find true love to prove to her father that it exists with Raymond. And plot twist after plot twist. It's such a good movie. It really is such a good movie. So if you have never watched AQUAMARINE, you need to watch it. You need to watch it, especially if you have friends. You guys have to have like a movie night and watch AQUAMARINE together and get like a bunch of snacks, because that is the like ultimate chick flick summer vibe movie for like girls. I wanted to watch this movie and I told my boyfriend, I was like, Teddy, like you're gonna love this movie. It's about fish. I didn't tell him the fish in question was a mermaid, but I basically was like, it's about this one fish and blah 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 blah. Kind of a chick flick, but like it talks about fish. And he's like, okay fine, like whatever, I'm gonna watch it. And then he found out that the fish was a mermaid and he was disappointed, to say the least. So I don't know, if you have a boyfriend and you want to watch this, just tell him it's about fish and maybe he'll watch it with you. Okay, and so the next movie is, this is based on a true story. This movie is the greatest, also one of the greatest movies ever. Ranks really high in my list of movies that I love. And it is called Chasing Mavericks. It is so good, but I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. when 15-year-old surfing phenomenon Jay Moriarty discovers that the mythic Mavericks surf break, one of the biggest waves on Earth, actually exists near his California home, he becomes determined to conquer it. Jay enlists the aid of local surfing legend Frosty to train him to ride the Mavericks and live to tell about it. As Jay and Frosty carry on their quest to achieve the impossible, they develop a unique friendship that transforms both of their lives. I have chills because this is a true story and the story is incredible. It's incredible and it's made me cry. I'm literally gonna start crying. It's a coming of age movie and it's the greatest thing ever. I really recommend this. It is fantastic. There's no other word than fantastic for this movie. I highly recommend Chasing Mavericks because it's really awesome. It's amazing. Okay, and on to the next movie, which is Blue Crush. I had myself convinced that I was gonna be these girls. I don't even know how to surf, but I'm like, I'm gonna be them. Okay, I should probably tell you what it's about. Nothing gets between Anne-Marie and her board. Living in a beach shack with 3 roommates, including her rebellious younger sister, she is up before dawn every morning to conquer the waves and count the days until the Rip Masters surf competition. Anne-Marie finds all that she needs in the adrenaline-charged surf scene until pro quarterback Matt comes along. Like it or not, Anne-Marie starts losing her balance and finding it as she falls for Matt. But yeah, I definitely recommend Blue Crush. I love it. The vibes are there. It's funny. It's a funny movie. But yeah, the next movie is another Disney movie. Starstruck is a great movie. A Midwestern girl goes to LA with nothing more in mind than visiting her grandparents, while her sister tries to meet her idol. One night, she meets the rising Hollywood pop star. They go on an adventure around LA and start to like each other. When the girl returns home, the famous guy on national TV says he doesn't know her and never met her. This is like a fan fiction made into a movie. It's a good movie, but it's also a Disney movie, so keep that in mind. But I think it's good for a Disney movie. Like, it's definitely not too childish, but I wouldn't recommend it over the ones that I'm like feel so heavily about. But yeah, Starstruck. Okay, so the next movies, there's 3. This is also a Disney movie, but it's not one that I would pick out of any of these. This would be my last choice. My last choice ever, which is High School Musical. All 3 of those movies. Everybody knows High School Musical, but if you don't, here it is in this video, High School Musical. We're not even going to talk about it because you can look it up on your own time. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what High School Musical is, but I just wanted to put that in there. The next movie, can't even talk about it or else I'm going to start crying. So this movie is My Girl. I think that you should watch the trailer. Veda is a tomboy and her bestie for the restie, Thomas, are ride or dies all summer long. Like, they're best friends, okay? And they have the summer together. Recommend watching the trailer over the description. I'm gonna cry. I love this movie. It makes me so emotional. It's so cute. It's so cute, but so sad. Why'd they have to make it sad? So if you're thinking about watching that movie, please watch the trailer first. Or just jump right into the movie because it's great. Take me on my word and watch it. The next movie is, okay, if you're going to the beach, you might not want to watch this, okay? Watch this after you go to the beach if you have a fear of sharks, okay? Because this movie is Soul Surfer. This is based on a true story. Takes place in Hawaii. You guys may know her, Bethany Hamilton. Okay, this is a movie about her. So I'll tell you about it. Natural talent in the sport of surfing, teenager Bethany Hamilton loses an arm in a shark attack. Bolstered by the love of her parents and refusing to give up, she plans to return to competition, although questions about her future continue to trouble her. Upon seeing the devastation in Thailand caused by the 2004 tsunami, Bethany discovers a greater purpose: to make a difference in the lives of others. Definitely watch this after you go to the beach if you're scared of sharks, but I do recommend this movie. And the next movie is Grown Ups. This movie is so funny. After the high school basketball coach passes away, 5 good friends and former teammates reunite for a 4th of July holiday weekend with like their entire families, and it's just so funny. This is my comfort movie, okay? Grown Ups is hilarious. Recommend that if you're in the mood to like laugh and have fun. The next movie is The Sandlot. The Sandlot is like a movie you grow up watching, you know? Like, I have seen this movie a million times. The Sandlot is a classic, but this is set in the 60s, so I'm gonna tell you about it. The Sandlot, which I just found out, is released in some countries as The Sandlot Kids. So if you're not in America, maybe look up The Sandlot Kids. It's a 1993 American coming-of-age sports comedy film that tells the story of a group of young baseball players during the summer of 1962. This has the greatest vibes. I already said that, but this has the greatest vibes ever. And also, if you don't really like sports, like, it's not even about baseball really. Like, you can watch this movie and enjoy it without enjoying baseball, you know? The next movie is The Safe Haven, which is also a Nicholas Sparks movie and book. But basically it is about a woman named Katie. She moves to a small town on the North Carolina coast, determined to make a new life for herself. She takes a job as a waitress and keeps a low profile, but she is soon swooned over by the warmth and caring of the close-knit community, especially that of a widower, Alex. His wife died. So with the help of Alex and his children, Katie learns to love and trust again. But when a mysterious stranger arrives and starts asking questions, Katie's dark past threatens to reclaim her. This movie, I also have chills. Okay, I can't even say that. There's a huge plot twist in this movie. Like, it is crazy. I have such goosebumps right now. It's so good. It's gonna make you cry at the end because something will click when you realize somebody is actually somebody. It'll leave you shook. It's a great movie too. So the next movie is a Disney one. The Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie. You don't even have to watch Wizards of Waverly Place, the TV show, to know what's happening in the movie. Like, you can just turn on the movie and like get the idea. Alex Russo and her brothers are typical New York teenagers, except for one thing: they come from a family of wizards. The movie focuses on Alex Russo having to reverse a wish she made that her parents never met after she was grounded during their vacation to the Caribbean, which is where her parents actually met. Love that movie. And the next one is NIMS Island. Life is an adventure for a courageous youngster named Nim, who lives on an exotic island with her marine biologist father and a menagerie of animal friends. When Nim's father goes missing, she turns to the only person she knows who can help her, an adventurer, Alex Rover. But what she doesn't know is that Alex Rover is actually really Alexandria, a timid recluse. Like, this woman does not leave her house, but she writes to Nim. And though faint of heart, Alexandria must find the courage within herself to come to Nim's aid. It's a good movie. Alright, and the next movie, which is actually not a movie, I'm just excited for this, and I think that everybody needs to know about this. It's a TV show that's coming out, I think at the end of June, on Amazon. It's The Summer I Turned Pretty, and you may know what that is because it is based on the books, The Summer I Turned Pretty. There's also 2 more after that, but basically they made it into a TV show, and each book, which is 3 books, they're going to be turning into like a season. So the first season is coming out at the end of June 2022. Belly measures her life in summers. Everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August. True, girl. Winters are simply time to count the weeks until the next summer. A place away from the beach house, away from Susanna, and most importantly, away from Jeremiah and Conrad. They are the boys that Belly has known ever since her first summer. They have been her brother figures, her crushes, and everything in between. But one summer, one terrible and wonderful summer, the more everything changes, the more it all ends up just the way it should have been all along. You're gonna want to watch this. Okay, you're gonna want to watch that show when it comes out. And that is the end of the video. My throat hurts because I've been talking for so long, and I think I'm kind of losing my voice, even though I talk all day long anyway. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. I'm very passionate about my movies that I watch. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe because it helps me know that you want to see more stuff. And yeah, bye.